Best thing is Brian Dable's chances of keeping a job for a little bit longer because he needed two things. He needed Dart to look okay, and he needed Daniel Jones to start turning back into a pumpkin, and he got both of them. So that was pretty solid.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast, the authentic voice of sports leadership, where coaching wisdom meets real talk. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and on today's Top Shelf Tuesday edition, NFL Week 4 wrap-up, dealing with winning and losing streaks. Is it the Hall of Fame or Hall of Very Good? And of course, we'll have a preview of Week 5. Joining us today, must be a good day for the Giants. Our favorite team leader, Mike King, is with us. Teacher of the month every month, Mike Connors, is with us. So we are double dipped with Giants. And our Commanders correspondent, Captain for Life, Will Cotton, is here. So, gentlemen, we're going to start with Mike King. Welcome back, sir. What is the best thing you saw today, my friend?
Gonna have to go. The best thing is Brian Dable's chances of keeping a job for a little bit longer because he needed two things. He needed Dart to look okay, and he needed Daniel Jones to start turning back into a pumpkin, and he got both of them. So that was pretty solid. If I was going to say the best thing, Abdul Carter was insane. He didn't get a sack, but he had 10 pressures, which, again, last year I think like the 50s is your elite guys. He had 10 in a game. He's just insane. He's just not getting the sacks. But he was the best player of any of the games that I watched. But no, I'm gonna have to go with the Giants. They needed that win, or it was gonna get ugly, and it still will get ugly, but at least pushes the ugliness back a little bit.
All right, Connors, we're going to give it to you too, and feel free to join in.
Absolutely. Thank you, Keith. Yeah, the best thing today was the Jackson Dart era beginning. I mean, it was not a perfect game, but a 21-18 win over a previously unbeaten Chargers team, I will take any day of the week. Dart wasn't great. He was 13 for 20 for 111 yards and 1 TD. No interceptions. He rushed for 54 yards and a TD. So was he perfect? Oh, hell no. But it was a breath of fresh air to have someone with some athleticism and a little bit of piss and vinegar going into the game. I mean, the defense looked pretty good. Sexy Dexy had an interception that he almost rumbled in for a touchdown. Cam Scattaboo did what they drafted him to do. He puts his head down and hurts people. The biggest concern, though, Malik Neighbors tearing his ACL apparently. That could be a devastating injury. That's the number one receiver on the team, one of the tops in the leagues. And if he's out for the rest of the year, that's going to hamper anybody who's the quarterback, but especially a rookie like Dart who doesn't have his go-to guy.
All right, Codman, what is the best thing you saw today, sir?
Saw the Rams. Rams won a tough game, man. They were playing the Colts. They were hot. They had a lot of belief going in there. But Stafford played very well, 375, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 123 QBR, which is very, very well. Obviously, everybody knows. And all those 3 TDs went to 3 different receivers. So it looks like they're cooking with gas right now in LA, and that was probably the best thing I saw play, and a tough win too. Nice.
All right. So, Cotton, I'm gonna stay with you. What is the worst thing you saw this week?
I got to be Tennessee. Anytime you don't score, that's the worst thing I've seen this week. I don't care what you are. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, what team you are, how bad you are. To not put up any points, that is embarrassing. Cam Ward, man, you are looking terrible right now. You had a 35 QBR. I'm very, very skeptical about the QBR scale, but 35, you can't have 35. I'll tell you that. I can't have 35. 1 pick, 2 sacks. I know that's all his part, but man, that organization needs a lot of help. I'm not even going to put it all on him. They need a lot of help, and Cam Ward is not going to save that organization.
Ouch. Okay. King, what's the worst thing you saw today?
Oh, without a doubt, it's the Ravens. I mean, they got the same record as the Giants, except the Giants were actually competitive against the Chiefs, and that game was over. Henry had 8 carries. Lamar looked awful, and they lost like 6 starters to injury. Like that game couldn't have gone worse for them. And now you're 1-3, And you're looking up at a Bengals team without a quarterback and a Steelers team that we all thought this is the year. They're finally not going to get to 9-8. This is it. And they're going to get to 9-8. The Ravens they're in trouble fast. And I think their schedule is still tough. They got that first place schedule. That's bad. It's time to get rid of a couple Harbaughs. Had bad days, but it's time to get rid of the one who
don't get me started.
James Franklin of the NFL, except he lucked into a Super Bowl.
Did you say okay?
Don't get me started.
Oh man, Connor, pick 4. What is the worst thing you saw, sir?
The U.S. Ryder Cup team. But no, I'm going to jump on with Will and go Tennessee Titans. Anytime a professional team has under 200 yards of total offense, it's a bad day. Cam had that blistering 35 passer rating. They've gone 2 games this season without scoring a touchdown in Tennessee. Their field goal kicker, Joey Style, missed 2 kicks today to keep them off the board. They are a sinking ship, and they are pouring water on themselves. So it is a very bad situation in Tennessee.
All right, Connor, I'm going to stay with you. What is the most surprising thing you saw today?
I'd have to go with the Commanders were the most surprising thing, losing to Atlanta. I mean, I know they have some injuries on offense, and I expected their defense to step up, but they allowed 436 yards of offense. The Falcons gained 15 or more yards on 10 plays. Their D-backs are giving up big plays all season. They've given up 20 passing plays over 15 yards this year already. They did not look like the team that started this season. And like I said, I don't know if it's because of all the injuries on offense, but the Commanders looked very shaky today. And give Atlanta some credit. They looked really bad last week, pulled Penix and put in Keith's alter ego, Kirk Cousins. And, they came out today and Penix had a rebound game. He played great. So maybe it was he came out a little pissed off because they took him out. Maybe he thought Kirk was going to take his next contract, but the Commanders were definitely the most surprising to me today.
Hey, Codman, what's the most surprising thing for you this week?
I was surprised the Chargers didn't take that step. I mean, if they want to be taken seriously, you're supposed to go and beat a team like the Giants. I mean, I know you're going out east. It's a tough win, but I mean a tough game, but you're supposed to win those games. If you're supposed to be serious, if you're supposed to be like, hey, you're in the top 5, hey, you're a contender, hey, we expect you to be serious in December, you win those games, even if they are by 3 points. I mean, they played terrible, the whole game. And then not only that, they got the ball back with like 10 minutes left, maybe more, and they couldn't drive and get a field goal or nothing. Like, that is quintessential Harbaugh, not good enough Chargers. I mean, they've been this way the past 20 years. They're just not that good. They will be a wild card team, one and done out. I've seen it already, and that exposed them right now. Great win by the Giants. I exposed them in my my work pool as well. So yeah, let's go.
All right. King, what is the most surprising thing you saw today?
Well, first, I'll say in the Chargers' defense, they were down 3 offensive linemen, and our only strength is a defensive line. So we got 20 pressures from 3 guys, which is unheard of. But anyway, the most surprising, I'm going to go a different direction. It's the Eagles, and it's not because they won. It's because they continue to win with Jalen Hurts throwing for 100 yards. And now that I have Jackson Dart as my quarterback, who his play style comp is Jalen Hurts, and I got to watch it firsthand. The Giants win. Jackson Dart is 100 yards. And you know what? He's clutch. He just makes the big play. And now I'm a changed man. Jalen Hurts doesn't suck anymore. That's how you're supposed to win. 100 yards passing is all you need. Run for 50, get a touchdown on the ground. It's fine.
Okay.
Boring wins.
Boring wins more than it loses, and most of the time it covers the spread, just not today. Okay, in segment 2, we'll get to that strictly for entertainment purposes only. In segment 2, we're going to talk about undefeated teams and teams without wins. We're going to let our panelists advise either side, and we're also going to talk about the Hall of Fame or Hall of Very Good. We'll be right back on the iCoaches Podcast.
Today's student athletes face pro-level challenges without pro-level support. The CKA SAVE project is here to change that. For 16 plus years, Dr. Keith Adams and his team have provided comprehensive academic and athletic support from middle school through post-graduation transitions. NIL guidance, transfer portal navigation, academic coaching, career planning, they've got it covered. The CKA Save Project. When your future is on the line, experience matters. Learn more at www.ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. In segment 2, we want to talk about dealing with winning and losing in terms of the undefeated teams entering week 5 of the season. We tape on Sunday, fans. We are a Sunday evening show. We do a magazine style, so we know Monday Night Football is forthcoming. This comes out on Tuesday. But as of right now, Buffalo is undefeated, and the Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated. And the teams that have defeated no one after this taping, the Jets and the Dolphins, I believe, play each other, so that will cancel each other out. Tennessee and the New Orleans Saints, who actually fought a little bit. So, Will, I want to come to you first because you played for me. You were the game of the year on everyone's schedule. Buffalo seems to be that way, and they get everybody's best shot. Philly seems to be that way and get everybody's best shot. On the flip side, you have also played teams that have absolutely stunk up the joint, and you had Coach Adams yelling and screaming about how come you're not focused. Man, we gonna beat this team anyway, and it's the fourth quarter, and it's still a ball game. So who do you want to go with? What direction, Will? Do you want to talk about how to keep winning, or what are you going to do on a losing streak? Take it any direction you want.
Oh man, I mean, I'm a winner, so I'm gonna go with the winning routine, man. I mean, it's just an aura. You have to have belief, when you come into games and you're playing a team and you're just saying like, yo, we're gonna it's like, what are we doing tonight? What's for dinner? What are we doing? That's what we used to do when we go play teams like Walter Johnson and Kennedy and all these other schools. It was like, yo, like, man, let's make it quick and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's just a belief, and that's why even stuff like the Eagles, they're just like, we're gonna win. I mean, they blocked 2 field goals last week, believing that they were gonna win. They really stomped out a really hot Tampa team who was really coming on in the third and the fourth quarter, and they really just stopped them. They were like, nah, this is not gonna happen. Part of that is, I think, in the NFL, is you just have to believe that you're going to win. I mean, everybody's fast, everybody is strong, everybody has, plays and coaches and all kinds of stuff and studying. It's just the belief of being, I'm going to be better than you. And I think right now the Bills, they're one of those teams that don't even fall in sort of like a statistic where it's like, the Bills defense isn't that great either. They're not like a great defense, but they're winning. So, I mean, you can get away with a lot of stuff by that. So, I just think the teams right now, the Eagles and the Bills, they're on cruise control until somebody else looks like they're a threat. I mean, it looks like the Chiefs kind of look like turn the corner. We'll see. Baltimore's going down, So, right now they're in cruise control, and right now they're ready to turn up as soon as they are. But I don't see anyone that really is going to mess with them on that side. So, yeah. Winning is
All
important
right.
now.
All right, King. Are we looking at Buffalo and Philly and staying undefeated, or how are you handling Tennessee, New Orleans, and those teams? What direction you want to go in, sir?
I'll give you the other side. I'll give you the bad teams. So they have one thing in common. The quarterbacks stink. There's no belief in the quarterback. Cam Ward, I can't really put it on him because the team stinks around him. When you have a team that stinks and a new quarterback who was in college forever because he couldn't go out early. He wasn't ready for the league, right? So he had great years at the end, but it took him time to get to be draftable, and now he's going to the Titans. So, yeah, that's going to be a work in progress. Justin Fields has been bad everywhere he's gone. The Jets are like, oh, it'll be different. No, it's not going to be different. He can't throw. He can run, he can't throw. Garrett Wilson's then useless. They're going to be bad. The team doesn't have belief. Who else? The Dolphins and Tua. I mean, they haven't had belief for years now. So these teams and the Saints. What, Spencer Rattler? Is that the?
Might as well be me.
But the guy who cares?
You know the kid doesn't like Spencer Rattler.
Might as well be me.
Who cares? So these teams don't have. There's no belief. And then you look at again, the Giants were going to be in the segment if they didn't win, and if they had Russ playing today, they wouldn't have won. And it's not because Dart put up good numbers, but he came in with aura. That's what he's known for, is aura, not for his any particular skills, but he has aura. And that aura was enough to get the team to believe. And the defense played harder. The coaches still suck, and they still do things that just make me want to, I spend the whole time just hate texting my brothers about it, because we're in the shotgun on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, and we lose 3 yards every time. But I digress. So that they still can't out-scheme that. But there was belief in the quarterback, and everyone played better, and it was enough for a win. You have to have belief. Those teams don't have belief. And this year's quarterback crop coming out looks bad. Every guy that was supposed to be a clear-cut top 5, top 10, they all suck so far.
Okay. Connors, any direction you want. How are you dealing with winning, and how are you dealing with losing? Where do you want to go, sir?
Winning and losing is a culture. I mean, certain organizations just have the swagger. Buffalo has always been a competitive team, even in their down years. Certain teams just can't get out of their own way. The Jets, I mean, since 1969, they have not been a major contender. Couple championship games under Rex Ryan, but nothing else. Cleveland hasn't been a viable team since Bernie Kosar was the quarterback back in 1991. I mean, that's the place where careers go to die. So it's just, I don't know how some of these organizations can change that unless you just strip it down from the ownership. I mean, look at the Commanders, the change that they've had in the last couple of years. After Dan Snyder, he drove a great organization almost to oblivion. And now the new owner comes in, and they are back to a respectable team in just a few years. I mean, I'm not sure what to do other than start at the top and take it down.
All right. So now, as we close the segment, is it the Hall of Fame or the Hall of Very Good? Quarterback Drew Brees, receiver Larry Fitzgerald were picked in their first year of eligibility as 2 of the nominees among the modern era players for the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class. You also have other people in their first year of eligibility, like Phillip Rivers, Alex Smith, Greg Olson, Jason Witten, Frank Gore, LaShawn McCoy, among others. You also have some folks that didn't get in during their first, second, or third year or what have you. You got players like Willie Anderson, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, who I actually like, and Adam Vinatieri. How are we going to do the kicker thing? Other returning finalists, and I'm glad I got my Giants people here. Eli Manning, Fred Taylor, Steve Smith Sr., Reggie Wayne, Terrell Suggs, Darren Woodson. In addition, you've got coaches. You've got they're trying to have 4 to 8 new members. Last year, only 4 people got in. Will, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think coming in should be your next Hall of Fame? You got 1 or 2 players you're like, that's a Hall of Fame.
I like Brees. I like Fitz. I like Frank Gore just because he's 3 all time. He's 3rd all time. I mean, rushing yards. I mean,
you played 40 years. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you're in there. You're in there. I want Eli in there. I really like Eli in there. And everybody, I like Torrey Holt. But in my opinion, I wish there were tiers in the Hall of Fame. And a lot of these guys should belong in that Hall of Fame, quote unquote, but in different tiers, And I think the argument is more so like, oh, is Eli Manning a tier 1 or tier 2, or is Drew Brees a 2-2 or a tier 2 or tier 1? Just that's more the argument for me. All these players are amazing. I think I wish they all could get in, but obviously it can't be the Hall of everybody. So those are my 3. Drew,
it just might be. Oh, sorry. Commentary. All right. Connors, what are your 2, 3 guys? It's like, hey, they're in. Now, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, Eli should be in, and I know I'm a little bit of a homer there as a Giants fan. Jahari Evans, how many guards get love? Jahari Evans out of Bloomsburg University in Pennsylvania should be in just because he went to Bloomsburg and then he went to the NFL. But the problem is, if they're going to mandate that 4 to 8 people get in every year, you're whitewashing the Hall of Fame. You're just taking away any reputable power that these people have if you're mandating how many get in. I mean, the game has changed so much in its life. Players back in the 60s and 70s would not even make teams today. Mike Webster was one of the best centers in history. He was 240 pounds. I mean, he couldn't even be a running back today, size-wise. So the criteria has to change as well for different eras. I mean, we talk about this with baseball. Why do they have spring training? Guys had to get jobs in the offseason. They need to get back in shape. Now these guys are professional athletes. That's all they do all year. So, I mean, the requirements for the Hall need to be either lifted up or just, okay, eight people get in every year. Who are our favorite 8 people? It's if you're going to do that, it's not a Hall of Fame.
All right, King, close us out. What are you thinking, man?
To me, the Hall of Fame, there's 2 criteria. You were either super, super elite, and for your window of time in the NFL, you were one of the 2 or 3 best players at the position consistently, or the story of the NFL can't be written without you. And that's like the Eli Manning rule, the John Stallworth rule. You were a playoff performer and you have big moments. So the Steelers have a bunch of guys in. When you look at their stats, their regular season stats, you go, that's not a Hall of Famer, but they made big catches in big moments. John Stallworth, he had 8,000 yards for his career. That's 5 years for some of these guys now, the way the NFL is, right? But he had huge catches in the playoffs. He averaged 23 yards a catch in the playoffs. He's a Hall of Famer. Eli has 2 of the maybe 3 biggest throws in NFL's Super Bowl history. You can't tell the story of the NFL without saying Eli beat Tom Brady twice and took away his perfection. So to me, he should be in. I don't think he's going to get in for a couple of years. I think the NFL is going to make him work his way and whatever kind of nonsense. Drew Brees is an automatic. He's got the playoffs and he has the regular season. Larry Fitzgerald's automatic. He was the best receiver in football for most of his career. To me, like a guy like Terrell Suggs, Defensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion, he should be in there. I don't think they let Eli in yet, but again, you can't tell the story of the NFL without mentioning Eli Manning.
All right. I won't belabor this point, but I'm going to go back to Will. Frank Gore. If we're having conversations about running backs, when do we get to Frank Gore? Thank you very much. And in segment 3, we will do our rankings and we will talk about things strictly for entertainment purposes only. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. Dr. Keith Adams here. And for over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to helping student athletes succeed, not just on the fields and the courts, but in the classroom and beyond. And that's why I founded the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project understands that finding the balance between academics and athletics is crucial for long-term success. That's why the CKA Save Project offers a range of programs, including personalized consulting, mentorship, and coming in 2027, our innovative Gap Year Basketball Academy designed to assist both young men and women reach their full potential both on and off the court. I'm incredibly excited to announce that the CK Save Project is now partnering with the Cascade Sports Network. This partnership will allow us the opportunity to amplify our message and reach even more student athletes through the Odd Coaches Podcast and other exciting initiatives. Join the CKA Save Project and the Cascade Sports Network as we empower the next generation of student athletes. Visit CKA on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org to learn more. Let's work together to find the balance and help unlock your potential. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. We've got to tape these in between segments for membership or something. It's segment 3. Let's get our OCP top 5. Mike Connors, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay, here's who we got this week. And it's getting kind of hard for the second half of this because there's a lot of mediocrity. But we're going to still go with the Eagles, number 1. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Chiefs are back up at number 2. They looked very impressive today against an Baltimore team. Buffalo Bills come in at 3. They haven't played yet this week, but they've looked good. Detroit at 4, and the Rams slide in at number 5. So that's my top 5 this week.
All right. So now, gambling recap. Bears scored enough points for me to be pretty happy, so I'm good. Codman, did you do anything for fun this week?
I did. I'm really getting into live bets. I feel like that's a little more safer than the pre-games. They're more fun like that. So nothing big today, but I think moving forward, I think live bets is the way to go. I think that's the way to go.
Okay. All right. Mike King, looking at week 5 schedule, any games that have caught your eye?
Well, for me, it's always going to be Giants Saints. We could be 2-3. Who would have thought that? But if we're going to go to games that people actually want to watch, it's a pretty bad week early. Eagles, Broncos, good defense for the Broncos, but they've kind of been disappointing. Chargers, Commanders, if Jaden Daniels is back, that's a decent one. But next week kind of sucks.
Okay.
Watch college football. You know what? Maryland versus Washington. That's what you watch next week. Is Maryland for real? That's the game to watch.
All right, Connors, next week's schedule. Do you agree with Mr. King? Is it a little light for you?
Yeah, it stinks. It's the same people who made the Monday night matchups this week, putting the Jets against the Dolphins. Back in 1984, that was a hell of a game. But in 2025, that's poo-poo. No, nothing. No.
Ouch.
Miami, Carolina. I mean, come on. Houston, Baltimore. Ugh. Tennessee versus Arizona. Name me 4 people on the Arizona Cardinals. No, I'm going to church. I'm gonna go to my parents and cook at their house afterwards, so I don't have to watch any of this crap.
I got 3. I can only think of 3.
Exactly.
You beat me. I had 2. All right. Will Cotton, is this a trifecta of flatter?
There's some sprinkles in there. You gotta find them. I'm playing a golf tournament on Thursday, so San Francisco, LA would be a great way to cap the evening. I would love to do that. We wake up early, 9 o'clock in the morning. We get Minnesota versus Cleveland. Early betting, early stuff, 9 o'clock. Let's get it going. After that, like the rest of them, it gets kind of thin. We'll see. I need a really big performance from Baltimore versus Houston at home. They need to really bounce back. I'm talking 3 touchdown plus. They really got to beat the crap and for people to start believing them again. I think Tampa Bay, Seattle could be exciting. I mean, both team has this very thing about them that sexy, and I don't really know what it is. But there are some good things in there. Obviously, Washington versus Los Angeles. JD5 is already coming back. I've seen the posts. He's playing next week. That should be a great one. Unfortunately, Monday, Kansas City versus Jacksonville. We're kind of stuck in the same thing we had last week. So back to back, Monday Night Football. Get it together.
Yeah, not the most aesthetically pleasing games. I will look at Denver coming to Philadelphia. Can Bo Nix do something? But yeah, I'm with King. I am much more inclined to watch the college games next week because there's a lot of action going on. So on behalf of our Cavalcade of Stars, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast, the authentic voice of sports leadership, where coaching wisdom meets real talk. Also seen on the Cascade Sports Network. Congratulations, Kansas City, for a great win. And we will see you on the sidelines. Until next time, take care.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on the X platform at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Keith Adams and the CKA Save Project on social media at CKA Save Project. For more information about the CKA Save Project, visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches podcast.